everyone, and welcome back to another Talktober episode. It is another Monday, and today I'm here to do another journal session with you guys and a mini talk with you guys. Today in particular, I feel like there is a nice, sweet connection between the idea of comfort in your own skin and this idea of like wearing costumes and wearing masks around Halloween time. So I want to tie those things together. Today I am drinking a homemade pumpkin spice latte, and it is also decaf because I feel like my anxiety lately has been so peaked, and I feel like a big part of it has definitely been I just recently came off of a social media detox, and I feel like I had such a breath of just calm, especially in my online creations and my online content. As soon as I started posting again, I immediately found myself feeling anxious, and I think a part of it has to do with feeling like you almost need to cater to your critics or overanalyze yourself, especially, and I think this is a sign of just modern age and technology and social media, is that we're constantly monitoring or constantly second guessing how we present ourselves to the world, when I don't think that that's like psychologically healthy for us. Anytime you put yourself out there, you're opening yourself up to judgment, and human beings, we are judgmental creatures. We tend to judge. Of course, in a perfect world, we would all be a lot more graceful and give a lot more space to people to be who they are without any judgment or thinking that our opinion of anybody is anything more than our own internal monologue being projected outwards, right? Or our own internal feelings being projected outwards. But it's still hard. It doesn't make it any easier knowing that, to still put yourself fully out there to the world and not take it personally when people just don't like you. Let me give you the journal prompt, and then let's dive deeper into this. So feel free to take some time to really write this out. You can pause today's chat, or you can pause today's video, or if you are a member of the Sunday Club, then I'm going to leave the writing time in so you can use it interactively. Who would you be if no one ever judged you, and if there were no societal norms to cater to or critics to cater to? Who would you be? How would your energy move in your day-to-day? How would you interact with other people? What would you wear? Who would you be? Who would you be if nobody could judge you at all and there was no such thing as conventional norms? Self-acceptance is a tricky concept because I genuinely do believe that as adults, we can't really be self-accepting if we've never either seen it be modeled to us, but also if we were not given that in our own ways, especially during our earlier adolescence and our childhood years. So I have gone through many, many patterns and struggles with learning how to fully accept myself and fully ground into who I am. And I spent a great deal of my life, and especially part of my life online, really kind of being this chameleon that could cater to what I assumed people would like out of me, and that would get me the least amount of judgment and the most amount of acceptance. But part of that, I think, links back to growing up and feeling like I just wanted people to like me, and for whatever reason, I would internalize if I felt left out, you know? And I wish, again, I could go back to little kid me, or if you relate to that, I wish we could all go back to our younger selves and really explain that even when you're being left out as a kid, it has nothing to do with you, but it is so hard to rationalize that when you're little and to not internalize it. So as you grow into adulthood, it becomes so easy to refuse to accept yourself, to really fully embrace who you are and to step into your energy, to step into your aura, to step into your truest self, because one, you might not even know who that is, or two, even if you do know, you might feel blocked in doing that because it was never really nurtured or encouraged in your earlier formative years. There's so many philosophies that I find so interesting, and one of the philosophies in particular is Stoicism. And I'm not saying it's perfect, it has its faults, but there is a layer in Stoicism that I think has some truth to it, in the idea that the things that actually challenge us or that we feel like are hardship, that actually becomes your path in life for a reason. That's the idea of Stoicism. Like, the challenge in front of you is the way you're supposed to take because it creates the strength on the other side. And that leads to so much personal growth. I feel like we're seeing a huge wave leaning into wanting to see more authenticity online, but at the same time, authenticity usually breeds a lot of judgment, because when people are being real, when you stop wearing a mask, it opens yourself up to vulnerability. When you're really being yourself, if someone attacks you or judges you, it's personal. And these social expectations have been amplified for our generation, because we're not just given the social expectations of our peers anymore. Now we have thousands, if not millions of people that we interact with on the day-to-day online, people we don't even know, people's faces we don't even see, comments we read on forums or underneath content, to the actual content we're consuming, to the people that we knew 10 years ago that we still follow online. Like, all of these people, all of this interaction, all of this information adds on that extra layer of what is considered to be like norm in society, right? Of like what other people are doing. And we are constantly, whether we know it or not, contrasting and comparing ourselves to all of this content, all of this stuff that we're seeing and consuming and intaking. Whether you're being vulnerable with your feelings, whether you're putting something out there into the world, you're creating something, or you're wearing something that you love but would be so outside of the norm for what people expect of you in today's day and age, or whatever it is, like, the minute that you put yourself out there, the minute you free yourself, you are putting yourself in a vulnerable position. However, it's even holding space for the discomfort that comes from freeing yourself. Like, you put yourself out there, all right, I'm gonna be authentic, I'm gonna wear what I wanna wear, I'm gonna do what I wanna do, I'm gonna create what I wanna create, I'm gonna be bare bones, grounded deep into who I am, and give other people the freedom to do the same. And oh my gosh, I'm feeling so heavily judged right now. It's almost like we have to find a way to bear down, find that groundedness deep enough that when you're feeling the discomfort of being vulnerable and possibly being judged, that you can even hold space for that and not take it personally, and then see yourself through it to the other side and continue to free yourself over and over and over again until you don't have to do it anymore, until it becomes your norm to just be the truest expression of who you are. I do think part of that also comes from creating a supportive inner dialogue with yourself, a supportive inner self. And that comes, I think, from years, but also just day-to-day work and space and grace for yourself. Like, coming back to giving other people space and grace to fully express who they are, we can only do that for other people if we do it for ourselves. And if we don't do it for ourselves, we likely won't ever do it for other people. I think it all starts with being mindful of the monologue going on in your mind on the day-to-day, like just catching yourself in thoughts, catching yourself when you're judging others, catching yourself when you're judging yourself, catching yourself when you're comparing yourself to what you're seeing online or what you're seeing in the day-to-day or seeing out in the world or amongst your peers, and also catching yourself when you are feeling the urge to shift or morph or, like, you know, cater yourself into what you think society will deem as acceptable. Even if you do, it's okay to do it. It's just, again, creating this, like, I just want to feel safe today, so I'm not going to put myself too far out there. That's fine. You just have to, like, be mindful of it. Just make the space for it. Like, just say it to yourself and then think, but when I get home tonight, I'm putting on my weird, funky pajama pants and I'm gonna dance in my kitchen and be my most authentic, fresh, open expression of myself. And the more and more you do that, the more you sharpen that, the easier and easier it's gonna get to be grounded in that and then go out into the world and do it. And with each time, each wave of discomfort that comes back your way, or maybe you will face judgment, it's not unlikely, unfortunately, in our reality, but you just hold space for it. You hold space and you ground down, and you can retreat a little bit and then go back out into the world, and retreat a little bit and then go back out into the world. You don't have to free yourself today and then go out there and just like wear the craziest, coolest dress that you own, or you also totally can. But again, I think this is just like creating realistic expectations with ourselves so that we don't set ourselves up to fail when really trying to free ourselves from the binds that we've mentally and psychologically created around ourselves and our self-image in order to feel safe. In my opinion, for you to come here to the planet, to the world, and go out there and be exactly who you are in the face of all of the things telling you who you should be, because it's from that place that you will do, create, and be the things that this world needs. Like, self-judgment and external judgment is part of the way of learning how to be that person, but it's already in you. It was in you from the time you were born. We're all just learning how to unpack it and to put up boundaries around what we allow to infiltrate our image of ourselves, and thus, in reflection, our image of other people and our judgment towards other people. So yeah, that's my chat for the day. Let me know your thoughts if you have any. Cheersing, you guys, a nice cozy cup of pumpkin spice, and I will talk to all of you guys tomorrow for a card reading, and the day after that, and the day after that, and pretty much Monday to Friday this week I will be here.